Hello and thanks for joining us on Daily Politics. This is a program that engages issues around politics, policy and governance. And today on the platform we're looking at two critical issues. One has to do with the ruling All Progressives Congress, talking about the conditionalities attached to the nomination and expression of interest forms that are being purchased by aspirants, aspiring for various positions in the party, from the presidential contest to the governorship, Senate, and of course, State House of Representatives and State House of Assembly. Now, some concerns have been raised with regards to this, extension, if you like, or an attachment to the forms. For some aspirants, it is strange somehow, especially looking at some of the conditions and what is expected of them to do by abiding by these rules. Again, we'll also be looking at the presidential aspiration, if there is any, that is of the former President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. This rumored aspiration was made, to be very serious yesterday when a group, purchased the nomination and expression of interest forms on his behalf, even though he was reported to have rejected it. But then there are also feelers that he's still hobnobbing, if you like, with the party, and no one is clear as to what the next direction would be in terms of his political moves. So this has also generated a lot of reactions. So we'll be interrogating that, asking questions with regards to, who is actually dragging the former president into the race. Is he the one nursing the ambition, and for what reason? In whose interest is this contest? We'll be looking at all of that on the platform this evening. And I have in the studio two gentlemen. We have, in the studio right now, Sidi Bilal Abubakar, a PDP chieftain in Sokoto State. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Walan Shafiu.
We also have Barrister Ibrahim Bello Rigachiku, a former House of Reps member and a chieftain of the APC as well. So together we'll be dissecting and digesting these issues very closely. Thank you for joining us, gentlemen.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for.
Okay, let's start with the one that is, that revolves around the political parties, because it does that because the former president, talking about Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, happens to be of the PDP. He lost election in 2015 to the APC, to President Muhammadu Buhari in particular. And since then, he has left the scene, but he's maintained, a cordial relation with the government in power.
Yes.
And then come the rumors, of his possible, emergence or aspiring, into the #1 seat, returning to the seat he left. Let me get your perspective, Barrister Ibrahim Bello.
Yes.
As an APC chieftain, what do you see as a rationality behind this move? Your party at some point criticized, mock, and say all manners of things, against the former president. And today seems to be a bride, a beautiful bride. What brought about the changes in direction?
Well, thank you very much. This is a very interesting, instructive, and you see, we, the APC, the progressives, if you look at our former president's, notable achievements, and how he set records, more especially when he accepted defeat, which is very, very strange, unlike a Nigerian president. So the situation unprecedented, people were so happy, and we, the grassroots politicians, were so happy of that notable achievement.
he accepted defeat against all odds because there were also a lot of pressure on him not to concede. But in the end, he said he looked at Nigeria and his...
not his personal interest.
That's right.
You see, this is a statesman. We have respect for him. So, and if you look at our party manifesto, you know, we never drag, but there was an instance whereby most of notable Nigerians, you know, during the leadership of the the governor of Yobe State, able, acting chairman then, going about, meeting of these politicians, political gladiators, even those that are not even from the APC, telling it to come to join this governing party so that it can be more formidable. Well, in his own case, he was visited. He's a kind of person who loves of all. The PDP are visiting him, and also with the APC. So now, at the end of the day, based on what you have presented here, that now, people, we want him to be in the party, and he's even now APC, he has he's a flag bearer.
When did he join your party? He is still a member of the PDP. He hasn't defected, mind you, and he didn't say that he's defecting anytime soon.
You see, the beauty about all that's happening is that, why I like him is that he doesn't make statements that he will implicate himself. All these insinuations is what people that likes him, that he wants to be in the PDP, to go back to his PDP party, or to come to the APC. But the thing is that he remains stable. Even as you have said before, when now some people went to purchase this, form for him to be, to contest for presidency, he denounced it. He was denying it, that he is not of interest of it. Because you cannot be a president, or you cannot be contested under our party, APC, unless you are a card-bearing member. He must be a member of a political party.
He made certain statements, in the past. We'll come to that. At a point, there was a protest taken to his office by some youths. We'll come to that. But then, Sidi Ali, Sidi Bilal, your party, the PDP, has been watching with keen interest, even though at some point advising, and also, there's a lot of concern, so to speak. You wouldn't want to lose someone like former President Goodluck Jonathan, a very strong, pillar of the party, having been president under its platform and so on and so forth. But then some will say he has lost touch with your party right from, the point he lost election in 2015. He wasn't seen to be active in the party. He has not been attending meetings and so on and so forth. In a way, he remains inactive member, so to speak, because he hasn't defected yet. Why do you think, he is taking the back seat after, being a president under this platform?
Well, Marlon Shapiro, initially, the former president, His Excellency Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, has not come out in mass and declares he defected to APC.
Yeah, he hasn't defected,
yes,
right?
He hasn't defected. So I think this is a very controversial issue that some people purchase from for a member of another party into another party. So what I think now is the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria allowed every citizen to contest the office of the president of the Federal Republic
to
of
buy
Nigeria.
for any political contest.
Yeah. So being him a statesman, he is the man that Nigerians are respecting now. Yeah. So
But the question I ask is this. What have you done to him that he's no longer much interested in the party, the PDP, like he used to be? As president, for almost 2 terms, so to speak, as vice president and president, he's a leader of the party at that point in time.
Yes.
And then suddenly he takes the back seat. What has the party done to him?
Well, Marlon Shapiro, nothing happened with I don't think we made something negatively.
You haven't done something wrong to him?
Yes.
Is that what you said?
Yes. That's it, clearly. If you could remember, in our last convention, he missed to attend. But you journalists asked him maybe is there something happened that he traveled abroad during that time? And he replied that
what was the reason then?
Yeah, the reason he gave, the PDP took a delegate to him and informed him about the National Convention. They briefed him everything about it. And at that time, instantly, he informed them he have some issue in, I think is in...
okay, his mediation and
yes.
the
yes.
He has an international assignment.
Yes, he has an international assignment, so he won't go there.
Yeah.
So if you look this, he gives the reasons why he missed
the convention.
at that convention.
Yeah, but there are also insinuations that he lost touch with the party after he lost to the APC and President Muhammadu Buhari, simply because he felt that those who claimed to be with him, or those who he entrusted, to give him the necessary support that is required, to win that election, were not forthcoming. A number of them, there were instances where people were said to have been given money for campaign, for mobilization and so on, and they left without, carrying out such assignment. Could that be one of the reasons why he is, he's aggrieved?
Yeah, you are talking about that 2015 election.
That's right.
When he went to return back elected. So by that time, I'm the APC member.
Okay, you haven't joined.
Yes,
but
I haven't joined
PDP. Okay,
yes, but
so
before after 2018, I returned back to our party, People's Democratic Party.
The PDP.
So I can't say something about it because at that time I'm not the member of.
Yes. Ibrahim Bello, it's not your party, but I know you're very conversant with the developments leading to the 2015 elections and what transpired. In your own view, in your view, what do you think, perhaps, do you see that as a possible reason why he is not, that so much interested in activities of the PDP? We've had chieftains of the party talking about, like Sule Lamido and the rest, who have been talking about, the need not to allow him go, because they're also aware, or rather they realize that at some point perhaps he's agreed. I know there were several attempts also to see that they reach out and so on. What do you make up with some of those reasons advanced?
Well, it was a notorious fact, that at that time, Nigeria, based on what has been everywhere, is that one, they know them PDP gladiators. They don't want him to contest. And I've informed about the implications, which he defied, one. And secondly, they could not give him support. And those that he feel he can go along with them to win the election, at the end of the day, they betrayed him. Let me use that word. They couldn't support him, as well as said that they are not forthcoming. So he felt frustrated. He felt disappointed, as a sitting president. And at that time, Nigeria was burning. And that's why, and this respect that we have for him today, he think of Nigeria, not his personal self, that he allowed things to go. Which even the PDP, they're not happy with that. Because they have already advised him. In today's politics, everything is technical. You can be somebody who cannot write yes or no. But as a kind of person who knows the political intrigues, can give you the insight, the intrigues, what transpired. If you comply, not that you are a professor, whoever you are, if you abide by his own advice, things will go on well. But you think that he's not fit because you're a honorable or a gladiator in the polity, that you think you cannot give advice, you fail. So now at that time, Nigeria, body language. There's some people that go out with them, you will make it. You are a peace-loving Nigerian, you are the best president, blah, blah. They said a lot of things. And at the end of the day, those that caution him, they are nowhere to be found. And that's why he lost the election.
Okay, that's that. Okay, coming back to the larger Nigerian picture. Build up to 2015 election, we've seen all manner of, concerns or all manner of accusations against his presidency then, that, especially this catchy phrase, cluelessness. People keep talking about the cluelessness of the government. It has failed to deliver, it has done this, it has done that, it cannot address issue of insecurity and all of that. And then today, the narrative has changed. The same people who are accusing this government of failure are the people who are headbent, in bringing it back to power. How are you looking at this contradiction or retracing of steps by those who have done this in the past?
Well, alhamdulillah, Marlon Sefiu, like you have said, those that are accusing the administration of His Excellency Goodluck Jonathan are those that back now. They want to call him into their party and support him.
Yeah.
Maybe whether he can get it or not, we don't know. I want to remind them, they do not forget what they tell Nigerians back. Either they should accept they pale Nigerians more than Goodluck Jonathan. That's why they want to call him back to return Nigeria back how
To where
they
it is.
got it from him.
Okay.
Yes.
So they should accept that. Perhaps, are you saying that they should also perhaps apologize to
Definitely,
him?
whether they
in a
accept
way,
it or
because
not,
if you
whether
accuse
they
someone of
accept it or
failure,
not, is definitely everybody know in Nigeria this administration has failed Nigerians.
that's by your own
Yes.
estimation.
Yes, and now they confirm
Because-
it by themselves.
Is it a confirmation now?
Yes, it's
Because-
the confirmation, definitely. If you look, the one that they accuse, he cannot do this, he cannot do this, he cannot do that, is the one that they want him back into their party.
But who are these people? Because first of all, we need to put the issues in context. We haven't seen the party, as it were, going to lobby him to come and contest under its platform. We haven't seen any major, perhaps maybe those in leadership of the party wanting him to come back or so. It's all about insinuations. But it is Nigerians, based on what we heard, that are yearning for him to come back. So, these same Nigerians, what informed their decision? What would have informed their decision to have a rethink? And what does this mean in terms of the leadership quality and posture of the present administration?
Honestly speaking, Mr. Shafiu, they have not the totally failed Nigerians. That's why they want to call him back into their party.
Well, I don't know if Barrister will agree with that. That it is because you feel
I
that
disagreed with him in totality.
Oh.
One, constitutionally, he has the right to his own opinion, whether our party, has done well or not. He has a right to set his own
opinion. Yeah.
opinion. That is cardinal. One. Secondly, as you rightly stated, no any part of APC stakeholders, either our leadership, that has for once pursued our ex-president that he must come back to our party. Because what we now said in those days against him as he started, it is now we're doing the worst. Nothing like that. You see, in democratic setup, the issue of opposition is a reality. What is opposition? It's just to checkmate the incumbents. Because we're all Nigerians, whether you're in the PDP or you're in APC or in ABGA, as far as you're Nigerian, you are duty bound to bring any integration in our own democracy. So now, based on, I disagree with him that it is we that want you to come because we could not do better and we have done the worst. And no, that's your own opinion. Now, when you said that people want him to come back, I see you really make a very good point on behalf that it is some public, and the public has the right constitutionally to say, we want you, Goodluck, back. Because we have had your own experience and what's obtainable today.
But
that's an inevitable situation.
Are you not concerned?
Yes.
Isn't that a slap on your, integrity, or isn't that a kind of statement of failure if Nigerians would begin to think that the government you've taken over from perhaps should return? That means in the last 8 years, you haven't done something to earn the confidence of Nigerians.
No, it's not true. As I've said it before, this is democratic setup. And there's what called opposition and incumbents. Every opposition, whatever you do, they may not be impressed and they go to the public. Why? Because they're not in governance. One. Second, they may be hardly they will set a realistic, observation or notable achievements of an existing governing party. But the thing is, all they want is the failure. We have some saboteurs, if though they're not politicians. We have some kind of political gladiators that whatever the government do in their own situation today, they will not be impressed. Why? Because they're not they're not inclusive. So, but the issue is the issue that we felt, there's no expert in politics. You can only come, do your own best. You understand that for another person to succeed you.
Well, but looking at the issues, one after the other, very critically.
Yes.
At the point the APC took over power from the PDP in 2015, the issues are largely those of insecurity, for instance.
One of them.
Issues around corruption.
Yes.
And
employment,
bad governance, unemployment, and so on and
corruption.
so forth. Yeah.
Yes.
So, but the indices today and what Nigerians are seeing practically is that the same problems, the same issues you raise or you accuse the previous administration of are the same issues that are prevailing. Isn't that?
You see, we cannot deviate from reality. When we come to this, when we succeeded, we have our own agenda, as I buttress it here, that the issue of corruption, diversification of economy, you understand that? Unemployment issue, issue of restiveness and what have you. These are things, basically, it's a challenge. We inherit it. And as I've told you before, the PDP in totality, they are Nigerians, and also with the APC. So now, every leadership, whether from the councillorship, right from the ward, every leader wants to leave a very good legacy. But at the journey, there's a lot of things you experienced. Sabotage is one thing. You may try a lot of things, it may not work. But
why should you lament?
You're trying.
If you're in leadership, you shouldn't expect. You talk about opposition. That's the existence of opposition. So you shouldn't expect that it's going to be a smooth ride. And that's why you're in leadership. Lamentation.
The government is doing everything possible. Nobody will ever say that this government has not done something greatly. But the issues are enormous. Things are persisting, but the government is trying. You see, the issue like insecurity. We hear this issue of insecurity, but when you talk about the reality, if you look at Section 14 of the Constitution, which provides security and welfare of all Nigerians, is the primary goal. So the issue of that security, it involves almost everybody. But the primary goal is for the existing government. Right. So now it's an issue which the Nigerians then, during the PDP leadership, the PDP could not control it. But when it comes, when we now try to bring our own mechanisms, there's so many challenges.
Okay.
But
Barrister,
yes, I want to say something. Barrister, the challenges, as you say, you inherit from the previous government. Yeah, is it not worse in your government than the previous one?
It's not, because we're challenging it. And we're seeing the government.
About the security,
our government has not ended. We're still doing it.
If you look back, Barrister, only Northeast zone has the problem. But now, no any geopolitical zone in Nigeria except.
Okay, it's talking about widespread insecurity. Perhaps what they want to say is that it was isolated during the PDP administration and so on.
But now it's almost everywhere.
Yeah. Okay, but then coming back to you, I know the PDP is not resting on its oars. They can do anything. And they've been doing everything possible to stop former President Goodluck Jonathan from leaving the party.
Yes, exactly.
Yes. So, at what level is this being pursued? And what do you think? How do you think the PDP will succeed in keeping, the former president within its fold, looking at the, contemporary realities?
Yeah. What is it, Marlon Shipu? If you look today, the spokesman to former president has come out and said they reject that form. Yeah. This shows clearly that there is something going on behind. What I mean is our elders
are reaching out?
Yes, reaching him to come out with a solution because we don't like to lose a gentleman like former president. He's a prominent leader.
You talked about the rejection. There is also concern. I mean, people are looking at it, differently from what you think. The expectation is that the former president himself would denounce or would come out to reject, those calling on him to run under the platform of the APC. There hasn't been any avenue or any place where he, was seen to be categorical or came out himself, to denounce his so-called, nursing aspiration. And again, there hasn't been any statement which was actually signed by him. You cannot present anyone to say that it actually emanates from him. And again, just yesterday or so, there were also reported meeting between him and the national chairman of the APC. So, how would you reconcile these issues? Some will say politicians are people that you cannot predict. They can say something at night and in the morning it change. What confidence do you have in the party that he would not leave?
Yeah. So what I'm thinking now, Mr. Shafiru, being that APC youth that brought POM to Goodluck Jonathan shows clearly their government has failed in Nigeria. If you looked, someone that is not in your party, and you just purchased POM to him without you inform him, without you see.
You think he's not aware?
Yes, he's not aware. That's what I wrote. That's what I read in BBC. The spokesman say he's not aware, and they will not contact him about the purchasing POM. They have not asked him whether he wants to contest or not. But like I've said earlier, the Constitution of the Republic of Nigeria allowed everybody who want to contest to contest. But we have not insisted candidates to come out and contest. We have to wait to hear from him to declare by himself that he will contest the office of president. And he have not defected, like I've said earlier, he have not defected to their party. This shows clearly that the People's Democratic Party, our party PDP, with our leader, Goodluck Jonathan, were tired. Nothing happened.
Okay, so the relationship is intact.
The relationship is intact and is going excellently.
And there's no cause for alarm. You're not worried that he could change, he could take any drastic decision at any point in time to dump the party. Is that what you're saying? You have confidence that he's not going to leave the party? He's
not going to leave the party by the grace of God.
Okay, yes. Coming back to you.
Yes.
We're looking at the permutations. There has been a lot of speculations with regards to those or who is interested in dragging him into the APC. One school of thought is saying that there are people, power brokers within the inner cycle of the government who want him back for certain reasons. Reasons are varied. Some say because they want to cling to power, continue to cling to power.
Mr. Shafiu.
And then wanting him to return for 4 years, and then later hand over and things like that. Again, there are those who are also looking at it from the point of view of the fact that he might be dragged in to also conceal or let some things go unpunished, and so on. These are all in the realm of speculations. But what are you looking at? How are you looking at
this is a very simple thing. To settle this insinuation is that constitutionally, you see, every Nigerian has the right to contest any position as far as you meet the prerequisite. That is one. And secondly, in Nigeria, within our norms, you must contest within a political platform. This is a president, respecting this country. He knows the laws. He cannot just accept any nomination without defecting, because every Nigerian knows that he belongs to the PDP. He has not clearly or openly defected, from PDP to our own,
to APC.
To the APC governing party. Excuse me. So as I've said, there's political gladiators, political intrigues in between, because there was no smoke without fire. Why did he go and meet the APC champ for a meeting? It's a question of fact.
It might be
because
solidarity.
the laws of this country you know, prone at coercion, duress, undue influence of any sort. So as a gentleman, respected person like him, you know, to see him in a meeting at a corner with another political party's chairmanship without defecting is a question of determination. But I'm not saying that he has come back to our own political party, because he is a kind of person, a personality, a political gladiator, that if he happens to come to our political party, we will know about it. Every Nigerian will know, because everybody, you the journalists, even the whole world will know that. So now, if he's willing, or if there's some other people, you know, playing candidates behind the mask, some political invisibles, trying to play games, Nigerians are now opened. And I don't think a person with that kind of integrity and respect will mortgage his own respect for any political intrigues. He would like to do things openly because he's our model. I've said it before. We are the APC, he's from the PDP, up to now. But we respect him for saving blood of what happened and that they won't accept defeat. So that respect is still with that man. I have a lot of respect. But you cannot deviate from political intrigues in this country. What this gentleman is saying, that he will never leave. Don't be surprised that he's supporting our political party.
in politics,
yes,
everything is possible.
It's possible. Thank you. That's the word.
All right. Okay, we have to take a break here. In case you're just joining us, the program is Daily Politics, and we're looking at some key issues in the polity. Particularly, we're looking at the the return of Jonathan, former President Goodluck Jonathan, to APC. He hasn't returned to the APC anyway. But then, looking at the permutations around that, especially with the purchase of forms for him to contest the presidency. Not long ago, there was a protest taken to his office by some youths, and what he told them was that they should actually, look forward to. He is still consulting, perhaps. He's yet to take a decision, but they should watch out. Saying they should watch out means he might be consulting, and the result is what Nigerians are still waiting to see. So this is what we're looking at, on the platform this evening, and there are other issues to look at when we return. Stay with us. Thank you very much for staying with us. It's still Daily Politics, and it's reaching you live from Trust TV here in Abuja, Nigeria's capital. And we'll be looking at some political developments in our country. One major development is the rumored or the, controversies surrounding the possible defection of a former president, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, from the People's Democratic Party to the APC. This has been in the realm of speculations for some time now. It generated a lot of concerns and reactions among Nigerians, and of course now it's getting to the peak with the buying of forms, a nomination and expression of interest from to him by a group, of supporters or so. Now, and I've been interfacing with Barrister Ibrahim Bello Rigachiko, an APC chieftain, and Bilal Sidi Abubakar, a PDP, stalwart from Sokoto State. Together we'll be looking at the issues. Well, still talking about issues around the APC. We talked about the conditionalities earlier on. As the party progress with the sales of forms. There has been these concerns with regards to the attachment, so to speak. One of the forms attached, to the forms, that provide certain conditions, about 9 of them. Though some say they are normal, but one of them remains controversial. But I don't know how you're looking at them. Let's start with the first one. You've seen the conditionalities.
Yes.
Yeah. So what do you see in it? Is it in the best interest of the party, or are there other motives behind it?
You see, there's nothing motive about it. All we're trying to do is to integrate this democratic setup, and to make sure that APC is sellable towards 2023, and to make sure that we, the APC, within the internal stripes, the internal issues we had previously, that is amended, that is solved before we go into 2023 contest. And these conditions must be stipulated, must be given, and must be abided. So that's why any person who happens to purchase the phone must go through it. That whenever if you want to aspire, the issue of anti-party, causing a lot of problems and some other things which you will know the party will not tolerate it and may be penalized. One of the bone of contention there is that, people have been insinuating, yes, there's a kind of clause there. One of the conditions is that you go and obtain an affidavit from a solicitor or from a lawyer, that whatever decision taken, you must accept it or you will do whatever you want to do.
Isn't that draconian? Is it democratic to say that if you are, if you feel cheated, there is no
You see, the Electoral Act,
option?
The Electoral Act amended, has already given courage to all the political parties to embrace these 3 fundamental factors. 1, to conduct their own primaries by direct primaries, indirect primaries, or consensus. And the window is there for every political party to look upon its own party constitution and address issues that will not contravene the Electoral Act. So now, if we, the APC, we look at our own kind of attitude, we look at previous instances, cases, issues that make us to lose so many states after having the victory, but because of technical issues. Now, within the rudiments, within the laws, within the conditions we have given, we can caution our aspirants that, look, we have to be very careful. What you can get out with it before, since other parties are looking at our own, lapses to defeat us after all the stress, we're not going to agree. So I think we're duty bound to give specific conditions.
Well,
but
okay,
not to go above the law.
Right. Now, looking at, yes, the Electoral Act provides for that.
Yes.
Your party always look up to consensus,
yes,
except where there is no consensus, and the contestants have to go through indirect primary or so.
Or direct.
Direct primary. We saw that happen during the convention. But then what happened, what came out of it was that a number of contestants, aspirants then, were forced to somehow, withdraw for certain reasons. Some of them, I happened to be at the convention, did it, but not, in their own interest. They did it because they were asked or they were forced to do it. One of the contestants, one of the aspirants then, had to withdraw, crying, shedding tears. What do you call that? Is it democratic?
Thank you. You see, let me tell you, we're in politics, political atmosphere. The issue of consensus, what does consensus means? Meeting of the minds, agreeing upon a particular thing, particular subject. The 2 or more must agree on it without coercion, without deceit or force, deception, what have you. Now, as you rightly stated, that during the convention, somebody now withdrew, he was crying. Did he justify it? In polity, the only you can get away with a particular substance is to justify it. What you're saying is not justifiable. Because if it is justifiable, able candidate, able aspirant has the right to petition. Able aspirant has the right to go to court. If it's still aggrieved, excuse me. But see, when you now say that, during that time, they have been forced, deceived to accept what they don't like. But the moment you keep mute in any terms, the general assumption is that you're not being violated.
You agreed to the
Yes, because when you voice out, like now, you're not the APC gladiator, you're a journalist, by one corner, you saw somebody crying, you don't know whether he's telling the truth or he's telling you a lie.
No, but what he was saying actually is that he was asked to withdraw.
Who asked him to withdraw?
He had wanted to, go for the contest.
Yes.
He was asked to withdraw, and he felt pained.
Without reason.
He was pained.
It's not true.
I disagree with withdraw at that point in time.
I disagree with him.
Well,
because there must be a reason. If now
that's just a scenario.
You see, no. Let me make the whole world is looking at us. We the APC, we have our rudiments, we have our laws. It's just that we need compliance. When you're talking about excuse me, when you're talking about consensus, it's not easy in politics. I'm ready to battle with you. Then at the 99 minutes, for somebody who is fit and proper to talk to you, that's you. Step down, protest the person. That's a politician who can call your eyes to step down. You will not talk.
Yeah, we've seen that happen.
You see, but somebody...
A lot of intervention by elders, chieftains of the party that led to such consensus.
Yes, but nobody was forced.
Barrister, agreed that the Electoral Act, 2022 provides that. But then there is a condition that whoever agrees to withdraw has to also kind of put his consent in writing that he actually agreed
from his mind.
Yes. So now we're beginning to see the party taking it to another level in the sense that it has done this proactively. The form contains all of that, and you sign under oath and all of that. So what that means is that whatever happens at the primary, you've already agreed.
You see, there's ambiguity there because our party cannot coerce anybody. When you obtain that form, or before you obtain that form, you must send the sample through our website, or somebody who purchased before you went and purchased it on, you must have read the conditions. So now the thing is, you see in politics, if you don't know, the people was listening knows what I'm talking about. It's dynamic. Everybody wants to be in the front. It's not, you cannot have two presidents. You cannot have two senators from West Central District. It has to be one. So if there are 2 or 3, every person, by hook or by all he wants is to be the number one. So if you see somebody crying, because yes, he has not got what he wants, that's one thing. And secondly, you see, when this condition was drafted, there are so many insinuations. That's why it was relaxed. But look, we're not saying this to cause wahala or issues for anybody. We just want you to be very, very serious, to know what you're going for, and we don't want any problem, because that's why even our fees extends above any other political party. Why? Because we are fully aware that some political parties are willing to sponsor so many candidates to come to APC and cause wahala for us.
That's what the national.
It's one of the things that we within ourselves.
Is that the justification for that? Outrageous amount of money. We're talking about 100 million naira for a presidential contest.
Nobody forced you to go for it if you don't have the capacity. If you don't have the why should you go for it?
Yeah, Sidi Bilal, coming back to your party, tomorrow, it's going to be a very significant day for your party. Talking about the NEC meeting, which is about to commence.
Yes.
One of the controversial issues on the front burner is this issue of zoning. Yes. The committee that was set up, to look at the zoning issue, headed by the governor of Benue State, has submitted its report. Though it didn't came out, it didn't let out what recommendation is that made. The feelers, already is that it has adopted an open contest, a kind of, allowing for an open contest. Yes. Okay. So, but this has remained a very, very serious issue. Tomorrow's meeting would have to decide on whether to throw the contest open or to zone it to a particular region. How do you see your party getting out of this quagmire, this very critical moment?
Well, what I want to remind our party leaders about this zoning issue is to know that our country now is at crossroads.
Okay.
Yeah. Then we're facing a lot of challenges in this country.
Okay.
There is insecurity. Our country has been held hostage by terrorists, bandits, and kidnappers. There is unprecedented hunger in the land. Our economy has been badly hit by both.
How is that connected to the zoning issue?
Yes, well, the reason why I connect this to the zoning issue is to know the time now we are in is how to save Nigeria and Nigerians.
Okay.
Not about the issue of zoning.
Okay.
Nigeria need a leader who will serve Nigerians. Nigeria needs a leader who will serve as a father to all Nigerians. Nigeria needs a leader, not a regional leader, not a zonal leader. We have to search a competent person.
Okay.
And what I want to remind them, no country in the world was developed with this kind of arrangement, zoning.
But it is something enshrined in the constitution of your political party.
It is their constitution.
And it has been, you know,
in their manifesto.
It has been used even, you know, in the past, and it yielded a result at some point. Even though at some point it was also jettisoned, you know, for certain reasons. But the belief is that it also, you know, provides some sense of belonging to regions or to groups that are minorities. Didn't you think retaining it, you know, would add value to the chances of the party?
Well, if you look, what's happened now, no any regions or no geopolitical zones can give a candidate that with that only zone he can win the election.
Okay, so you want a candidate, a candidate that can garner support from across the country,
yes,
not just a particular region.
Yes.
You're harping on competence,
yes.
capacity,
if you look in
capability.
PDP, from 1999 to date, the PDP produced three presidents. Two are from
the
south.
Okay.
One is from north, and the one has not completed even one term in office. So if we are talking about the zone, and we are talking about equity and fairness, the northerners are supposed to demand the zone, the ticket into their region.
But where is your stronghold? The PDP stronghold is at the south. Yes, you know, party also have to look at its stronghold. Most of the time, I mean, looking at the past, you know, results, PDP is strong in the south, southwest, south-south, for instance. I mean, southeast, south-south. So why do you think, I mean, zoning it or making it open would help the party in this direction?
Yes, before, like you have said, PDP is strong in south. So now Nigerians want PDP back. So therefore, from north and south.
You're speaking your mind, not the minds of Nigerians anyway. Okay, coming back to you. Yeah, Barrister Bello, we're rounding up.
Yes.
We're rounding up.
You see, as I've said before, all this what you are saying is enshrined in the Constitution, but notwithstanding, well, you make a very good presentation, but this is the kind of president they want to bring. Someone who can take whole Nigerians along. Nigeria is for all of us. You know, forget about any party platform. We're all Nigerians. We need integration. We need peace. We need development in this country.
Yes.
You see, no any champion in politics in this country. So the issue the PDP has, we inherit it. You know, we still want people that will come and lead this country to solve this problem. Nigeria is one. You understand? So the issue.
Your party has a similar issue. Yes, you're also yet to zone. The party came out clearly to say that it hasn't zoned its presidential ticket. It might likely also go open, like
you see constitutionally, you know, there's nothing like Hausa, Igbo, Yoruba in our Nigerian constitution. Strictly, he said, a citizen of this country. That is one. And secondly, now the constitutional gives a window to political platforms. And they give them the window to create party manifestos. And in that, they ask them to make their own political play by putting things which will not contravene Nigerian constitution. Yeah. So in that play, yes, if they want to zone, they can zone. But now, Nigeria is so advanced to the extent that we need dynamic leadership. The issue of criticisms. PDP man criticizing the APC man, that you causes wala. Yes, the country is worse now. All this, that's not the issue. How can we save this country? How can we integrate this country? How can we put this democracy in a proper shape? This is what we need. We need patriotic Nigerians who can look at the whole, the APC man, the PRP man, all Nigerians as one, as he stated. I like that word. You see? So, but now we're just playing political intrigue, but Nigeria is one. That is the truth. So now we are going to 23 elections, and we believe that whether zoning or no zoning, all we want is credible leadership.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for your inputs and perspectives on the program this evening, talking about Bilal Abubakar, yes, and of course, Barrister Ibrahim Bello Rugachukwu. Thank you very much for your perspective.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, so we come to the end of daily politics with that comment or position, unanimous position, if I should put it that way, by the political parties that we need credible leaders, patriotic leaders, irrespective where they come from. Thank you very much, and on behalf of them and the technical crew, my name is Shafiu Suleiman. Have a wonderful time ahead.